Alright, so now we're going to be adding the water texture. So already in the document we have the water here, which is just a simple square. So go into our water layer, and we will change this to a water texture. So V-Ray already has water loaded into it, so we just want to go to liquid, and we want the waves proc 02. So if you want to have like a beach setting or a large, very deep lake, you want to go with the number 1s here. Or if it's a shallow water setting, you want to go with the number 2. So we'll add this onto scene. Then we'll go ahead and go apply to selection. So now the water has been applied. So we'll set up an interactive view to see what the water looks like. So as you can slightly see the water surface on there. Before we start making any adjustments to this water, we want to change the material underneath so it makes the water pop out a bit more. So we'll be using a tiles texture. So select this layer, then we want to find some tiles. This already comes with some pool tiles, so we add this to the scene. And then we'll go apply to selection. And then using our rendered view, we'll go ahead and change the texture to the right size. And then once that's loaded, we'll go ahead and start our render in the interactive view to adjust some of the settings. So as you can see, we have our pool here, and the tiles are showing up underneath. I'm just going to go ahead and make the texture slightly smaller. So the water already looks good to me, but if you want to change the amount of waves or the transparency of the water, we'll go ahead into our waves layer, which is right here. So if you're wanting to go for a deeper area, we'll change the opacity down, and this will increase the fogginess of the water, so you won't be able to see as much light coming through it. But the default opacity is set to full. Usually provides the best result. You can also do this by increasing the fog multiplier to make it much darker water. And you can increase the amount of waves by changing the slider. Usually anywhere between 0 and 10. But for the sake of this, we will just be using the default waves 02. And this will give us a realistic finish to it. So now we want to add some lights underneath the water. We'll do this by simply copying and pasting our IES lights that we placed earlier. So we'll just copy and paste. Then we can place these underneath the steps. And we'll use our top view to place these. So let's just open our interactive view. And now you can see we have our underwater IES lights. They seem to be a little bit weak. So we see we have them grouped. Because if you want them to have the same settings for each light, you hold down Alt and then drag, and that'll keep both of the lights with the same settings. But if you want to copy and paste it with new settings, so it creates a new layer under the lights tab, you press Control C and Control V, and it'll turn the light into a new instance by itself. So now we can select all of these and just increase the intensity. Until we get the desired finish. So that looks about good. So that's all for this video. So that's how you create a realistic looking pool using the IES lights and the water textures.